So I've been hearing a lot about Resident Evil 9 that released pretty recently. The trailers looked amazing. The discussion about it online seemed really interesting. So I was really interested in trying out the Resident Evil franchise. But from talking to friends and from looking online, it seemed like Resident Evil 9 wasn't really the best place to start with the franchise. I came to the conclusion that I should start with Resident Evil 7. Hopefully, that was an okay place to, enter the franchise with. Let me know, Resident Evil fans, if you're watching, if I made the right decision. So this was my first experience with horror games in general. So I was completely just going into uncharted territory. I didn't really know what to expect. Before I dive in to what was so interesting about this game, I'm just gonna get it out of the way early. If you're someone new to horror games, like I was, I highly recommend this game. It was excellent. I had a great time playing. I think it's a great introduction to the genre. There was a conscious effort made to make the player feel like the only way that you would escape or progress in the game was through your own resourcefulness. I expected it to be way more like cutscene heavy, and I expected it to use those cutscenes to get you scared, like a horror movie would, right? When it comes to the story, I think if you lay out the story just on paper, just beat by beat of what happens in the game, the story seems pretty basic and not compelling. But immersion, fear, the game instills in you through its gameplay and through its music just kept me invested the whole time in knowing what happens next. And the core of any video game is the gameplay, right? That's what makes it a game and not a movie. So using that and the music as well to immerse me to such an extent that I was so just invested. I just wanted to know. I wanted to reach the end. I kind of alluded to it earlier, but the sound design and music was just perfect. Perfect. Just spot on. I don't think it could be better. Whenever it needed to be scary, just the sound, the music, just the change in the music at the right time, it was just so perfect and so immersive and made the game like 10 times scarier. Just hats off to everyone who handled the sound design and the music. Really, really good. Coming into this, I don't think I realized what a great marriage video games and the horror genre in general is. I didn't realize that video games was such a perfect medium to scare people. I don't know why. I feel like maybe I should have put that together, but I just being able to have agency makes you so much more immersed. And then when the scary moments come, they're so much scarier than what you would get from a horror movie, at least for me. I'm not the type of person to get that scared at horror movies. Just in general. I'm not the type that really fears horror movies, right? But playing my first horror game, I was way more scared than I would be even from the scariest horror movie I've ever seen. There were moments where I was clenched for an hour straight, just clenched because I was so scared and freaking out because I didn't know if something's gonna come from the corner and just kill me and have me reset from my previous save point. So, video games and horror, wow. I think video games is the best medium for horror of anything. It's just a match made in heaven. I get it now. I'm sure horror game fans are like watching this and are like, thank you. Like, that's probably what they're saying watching this. And wow, yeah, video games are perfect for horror. I hope I'm not like overglazing this game, but I really just had a blast. And like, the thing is, I didn't expect it to be this way, right? That's what makes me feel so passionate about talking about this. Yeah, let me know. Let me know what you think. If you have any suggestions of the next horror game I should play, or the next Resident Evil game that I should play. Maybe I should mention some negatives. I don't even know if I have that many negatives, to be honest. I guess one thing could be that the game was pretty short. I would say the story was pretty short, but I don't really think that's a negative. I'd rather have a story be shorter but just feels perfectly paced rather than a game that just like pads out runtime. Like I don't like when a game purposely adds like BS content just to pad out the runtime. Like I don't like I'd rather not have that. I'd rather have a shorter game that just, hits the mark. I never felt like the game was repetitive. I never got tired at any point in the game. I think it was perfectly paced. Like, it wasn't too easy, it wasn't too hard, and I think the really cool thing is the gameplay early on kind of teaches you just through the mechanics and what you do early in the game. It kind of teaches your mind of what to expect and how the game is gonna be like and how to progress. It teaches you through gameplay, and that's how it ramps up the difficulty. Like, it feels like a natural progression. I promise I'm not like the type of guy who just like glazes everything, like I genuinely think this game was fantastic and I had such a great time. Let me know your thoughts. Recommend me some games, and if I'm looking to play another Resident Evil game, where should I go next? I know I've heard some people say I should play Resident Evil 8 after 7. So, yeah, just let me know. Thank you for watching.